I get nervous.
What's happening, Shredder Nation? Welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to our 1 year official launch. Myself and co-founder, my brother from another mother, Mr. Sean Escobar, Captain Caveman himself. We wanted to pop on tonight and just share our excitement and kind of go over the course of this week. This month. Sean, can you believe 1 year ago, a little before that, obviously, you called me up and you said, "Hey, dude, I got this crazy thing. I got to share it with you. Are you ready to listen?" And 1 year later, can you believe literally thousands of lives have been changed? It's just something that's, how do you explain it? How do you celebrate 1 year of so many thousands of lives being changed? Can you even try to sum that up?
Yeah, dude, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. The reason I'm texting is because I'm actually posting our call on my story and on my wall. And if any of you guys are out there, we got a big announcement. We got a couple really big announcements tonight. So if any of you want to go on Jesse's wall, go grab this call and share it. And we should probably share it in the groups right now. I'll share it in Shredders Unite. How's that? You want me to share it in both?
Well, it's in our Shred group. It just goes live.
Huge announcement. I'm just going to share it in Shredders Unite. And if you guys want to share, we got some news that is so exciting. Hold on. But all right, there it goes.
Are you like dangling everybody's? You're talking about news and then you just hold on. You're like one of those guys.
Yeah, dude. No, we got to get this out to more eyeballs, right? We got to have as many eyeballs on this as possible. So, how do I feel about everybody? Here's how I feel. It's incredibly humbling to think about all the people that have shown up. And Crystal and I, we kind of had this crazy idea, and everybody knows the story. We went to our 5 main mentors, and everybody basically said, like, we told them, like, it included the meat, and we told them it included like, it's this crazy elimination thing, and we have this vision, and of our 5, and I call them mentors. Some of them are mentors in business, some of them are mentors around health and fitness, and you are certainly you've been one of my mentors in health and fitness for many years. And I remember when I said it to them, like 4 out of the 5, they were like, they just treated me like I was nuts. They're like, elimination, like that's like marketing root canals to people that don't need them. And, like meat, you want to market meat in this political climate? You want to market meat? And, so I remember, like, they didn't shoot us down too hard. One of them did shoot us down real hard, but Jesse was the only one who was like he was awesome about it, because he knew our health journey. He knew that we'd suffered, and he knew that we had reclaimed our health. And so he was open-minded. He was like, you know what? I don't know exactly why it's done this for you yet, but give me a day or so. Let me really research and process this. And like, it didn't take him long at all. And he was like, I'm freaking on board. So thank you for that, Jesse. I'm going to put it back on you. What do you think about all the lives that have been transformed and changed by ER Shred, brother? What do you think about all that?
Yeah, I'm with you. It's very exciting. It's humbling. It's something that's, it's crazy. It never gets old. I literally just had a call yesterday. And the quote, a great friend that's turned into great friend, Ginny and her husband, Pat, they might be on tonight. Mm-hmm. And it's so cool because I went in for wallpaper, and she says to me, she goes, "You came to us for wallpaper, and I swear, like, you literally saved our life. Like, for us to be doing
what's the story here? They've already been on ER Shred?
No. So my dad and I went and did a wallpaper job for them. And through that, I always strike up conversation with people. We're always, somehow it's always turns to health. You know what I mean? Like I just ooze, like I love it. It just naturally flows and it naturally comes up with people, Right. It came up and, I shared what we do and I shared our culture and they checked it out. They did all their research. They called me and said, okay, I think we're going to do this together as a team. And it's just absolutely amazing. I mean, it literally has brought hope. I mean, they're on day 8 and Pat's lost 15 pounds already. He's sleeping better. They're in what I call the magic golden years of life, what I think is going to be the best years that I want it to be relaxing time. And, the older years getting older. And Ginny said, I remember she said, for us to do this at this point in life together as a team, I can't explain to you what this is. It goes so much deeper and it was so cool. The empowerment aspect. So it brings chills. It brings emotions because for me, I remember when I cracked that code myself and what it meant to me to have health and then having this passion and fighting for so many years to try to help people, but never really succeeding in all honesty. Like, I mean, I've helped people, but not like in what ER Shred's been able to do by creating one family and one community. So it's not just a singular thing. It's so much together, Sean. I mean, it's hard to kind of put it together, but for me, it's such a bigger spectrum, but it's all these little stories, right? And Ginny and Pat is one of thousands that we've heard of people just getting life back, playing with their kids, grandkids.
Yeah.
It's special. It's real special.
So I think the cool thing is, whereas before when I was involved in, traditional network marketing, it felt like I was always like, people would charge me like, corporate leadership and other leaders in that industry, network marketing would charge me like, you got to share with everybody that's within 3 feet of you. And it felt so premeditated and it felt so scripted and canned. Whereas what I'm finding is like I'm helping more people than ever before. And it is so natural and it is so not scripted and so not premeditated. And it is working to 10x more than it ever did before. People are just contacting me and going, you totally changed my life. And it makes me feel like a superhero. Like, I don't know any better feeling than that. I mean, I'm just going to be honest, like the acknowledgement that you get from people, that means everything to me. And I just want to put that out there that I know it's not good to want attention. And that's really not my intent. I know it's not Jesse's intent either, but do we want to contribute to a better world? Do we want to help people, and raise people up from our own failures? Do we want to take that and make that useful and make that benefit other people so that they look at us and say, thank you? Like, I can't think of anything better. It's the most fulfilling work I've ever done in my life because it works.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, real quick. I want to thank you, Jesse James Jamnik. I'm going to take the opportunity tonight to thank you for, number one, being one of those 1 out of 5. Bob came on board later. So, and my parents came on board later, and Peter Greenlaw came on board later. So actually, like 4 out of the 5, I believe, came on board. But you were the only one that came on board first, the first go around. And so I want to thank you for that. I also want to thank you for being our ambassador around the protocol itself. And I want to thank you, Jesse, for all of the work, effort, energy. Guys, I want to tell you a little story. I contacted Jesse, and this is around January, and I was like, hey, Jesse, hold on, that's Crystal. Hey, what's up? Oh, I can't talk. This is a call. I can't talk right now. I love you. Okay. So they're so cute. That wasn't Crystal. But what they do is they say, Alexa, call dad, and then it says it's Crystal. But I know the only reason I answered is I know Crystal's picking up Lily from driver's ed, and I thought it might be emergency. It's really just Owen saying, Dad. But hold tight there, Jesse. One sec. All right. People don't know this story. Nobody knows this story. I'm going to tell this story because it speaks to Jesse James Jamnik's character, and I want to take this opportunity while it's just the both of us, this beautiful bromance we have going on right here at this moment. But Jesse, no, legit. Like I said to you, I called you and I was like, hey, Jesse, like, can I thank you in some way? Can I do something for you? Like, and I remember I made you this offer early on. And I remember feeling like it's not that much, but it's a way to say thank you. And it's a way for me to, express my appreciation. And what's crazy, guys, I want to put this out there because it just speaks to Jesse's character for me personally. He didn't take me up on it. Like he didn't take me up on it. And so for me, what that says is that he doesn't want it to be about that. Like he wants it to be pure. He could have taken, that gift, that, and it would have been merited. Like he earned that from my point of view, but I sense that he didn't want it to be like in any way, shape, or form that, I was paying him for what he's done. Now, what has he done? What he's done is he's shown up every single week for the Shred Your Body phone call. Every single week he's shown up and he's given everything he could. You got to keep in mind that he's done it while getting ready to have a baby. He's done it while working a full-time, very labor-intensive job. He's done it while remodeling his entire house for his wife who's nesting and his fiance. And it goes on and on. But the bottom line is, dude, you've shown up and you've shown up again and again and again, in addition to the Wednesday night calls. And early on, Jesse would give like a 20-minute presentation on the Wednesday night calls. And then that kept getting chipped away at because we had so many testimonials. But he was like, no, it's cool. Like, I don't need the time. It's cool. Like the testimonials are more important. So Jesse, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to share with our ER Shredder Nation how unselfish you've been, how abundantly minded you have been, how pure your intent has been. And I want to say from Crystal and I, thank you for that so much.
Oh, well, thank you, man. I'm going to take that all in. I was never good at that, but I'm going to take that. And it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me coming from you. So, woo! All right. Let's do this. Let's figure, let's crush the rest. So tomorrow, Sean, we got, speaking of Shred Your Body, we are going on episode number 47 weeks in a row. It's been, obviously we started that a little bit behind the launch of, the ER Shred itself. But tomorrow, I'm super excited about tomorrow's call because we have the entire board on the call. And, it's funny. People always say, thanks Sean and Crystal and Jesse for sharing this thing. But you and I talk about this all the time. We know that this whole thing is all about community. It's all about the bigger picture. It's all about the people, right? Power back to people, giving people who didn't think they had a shot again, for guys like us that have scraped and understand that feeling. That's why it's so important. I know it is for me, to give somebody that because it's so awesome. But tomorrow we have the board on. We're going to go through, some vision casting, right? We're going to have some laughs. We're going to go through some favorite memories. I mean, gosh, I don't know how we can pick one or two, but we're going to try to figure this out. And we're just going to have a fun time tomorrow. And then for us, the board, speaking of the board, you have a really special announcement that you want to do. And for people that don't know, ER Shred, for us is very special. You'll announce some other important things too. But what major announcement did you want to have around the board, and tell people why the board is so important, to have that, if you will, in a quick.
Yeah, for sure. So the board is actually really, really, really important. That was 3 reallys, because the board is what sets the tone for the entire culture and the community of the group. Now, if we were to say that, this is a tribe, right? This is a tribe. But what happens if, you know, certain people come in the tribe and they just decide, like, I'm this self-endowed person who can dictate to this community what is and what isn't and how things are going to operate. And, you know, we've had a few people, we just had a guy leave recently, and it was sad and it was unfortunate, because if people are going to come into the group and they're going to take on a, you know, I'm this self-endowed, you know, leader, and I'm going to tell you what's what, it's just not going to fly. The good news is the board is very reasonable. The board, we're not like some dictatorship. Like, it's not like that. The board is made up of actually very talented people. It's also people, many of them I'm not financially connected to in the least whatsoever. Many of them I've known for many, many, many years, which for me personally means everything. I am a person, if you know my abuse story from when I was a child, you know that I don't trust many people. And so with that said, who do I trust? I trust these individuals that are on the board. I trust them with ER Shred. I trust them with my children. I trust them. These are people that I trust explicitly. Otherwise, I wouldn't have dealings with them. Now, what we're asking you to consider is, why do we need a board? Because otherwise someone says, it's okay to do this on ER Shred. You can do this. No problem. I did it. And I did just fine. And this is one of the things we always hear. I did that and I did just fine. But you can't use, you know, an exception to the rule as the rule. And so I'm telling you guys right now, the board has just even recently done some things that were of a critical nature. And if it wasn't for the board being able to come together and make those collective decisions, those decisions might not be made. And what happens is you have a few toxic, cancerous, scorpion type people come into the group and they wreak havoc. And all of a sudden, it's not a safe culture. All of a sudden, we don't have the ability to keep it a safe culture. And someone posts a vulnerable post and they have some a-hole come and say, well, you know, tough it up. You're an idiot. Da, 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 da. The next thing you know, they don't feel safe to post anymore because someone bullied them. So, like, just know there's a board. We have a 3-strike policy. And unless it's something severe happened recently and we just booted the person on the heck out, because there's certain things we're just not going to tolerate. We have a code of ethics. We have our values, and we have our rules. And I do encourage you guys to get familiar with those, because it's what's going to protect the integrity of this culture.
Sure.
With that said, the announcement, and since you're here, Jesse, I'll let you say the name. Ready? The announcement, we have a new board member that we're adding. We're not going to be adding many board members. We're not. I mean, it's not necessary unless a board member said, you know, I don't have time to do this right now. I'm busy. I'm distracted. Then we might elect a new board member to replace them. But as it sits, like, this is our board, and it's kind of like the mafia. It's like once you're in, and we take it very drop dead serious. With that said, we're announcing a new board member. I'll do the drum roll, and then Jesse can announce his name, and kind of maybe you can speak to what you like about this guy. And here we go. Are you guys ready?
Colin Greenlaw.
Colin Greenlaw.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, it's crazy. So for me, you know, it's funny. At first I was like, the board. I was like, is that too much formal or whatever? And the more I kind of, you know, learned, and, you know, for people that don't know, you know, for me, you know, I might have helped you with that. For me, you know, I look to you as also a health mentor. Funny enough, it goes back and forth, but also for business and life. And you've been, you know, been able to learn so much. And for me, the board is like this close group that really just kind of protects everyone, right? And we all have our own specialties. And it's so cool because they flow so well together to help form the foundation or the groundwork, the tracks, if you will, and keep those tracks pure. And every person has a place. And, you know, Colin, for me, getting to know him over this last year, he's just that pure soul that literally loves every person. right? He literally cares about every person. You can sense it in his lives. You can sense it in the way he talks. You can sense it in his business dealings, just everything about him. And he's grasped this concept and broken free and kind of created, the Colin that I think Colin can be, right? Like this, he already is amazing, but it's like, I think so much of us have this like stored potential that once we're able to kind of drill in and tap in, and man, is he shown up over and over and over again, and to have him as part of it, and to take a piece of it and to help us kind of launch this into the next stratosphere, it's just really, really cool.
He's an expert marketer.
Yeah.
He is pure passion. And let me tell you something. If you ever thought to yourself, what is my self-worth? If you ever thought to yourself, do I even deserve to be successful? Like, do I even have what it takes to be successful? Am I even educated? Do I even have a trade? Do I even have skills? Am I even committed? Let me tell you something. The one thing that absolutely defines success is passion. It's just passion. And Colin Greenlaw, more than anybody I know, is a very passionate individual, and he's very passionate about ER Shred. He lives a very unique life. He actually lives everybody's, kind of like their stereotypical dream life. He off to Costa Rica. He's a surfer. He married a local over there. They have a baby boy, and he lives like on the beach surfing daily. And he's wildly successful, like unbelievably successful. And he doesn't know what's going on over here with the news and all that BS. He don't care about it. That's why he's always probably so happy.
Yeah, for sure.
We're lucky to have him. We love you, Colin, so much. We got another big announcement.
We do.
Yeah, this is another big announcement. Oh, by the way, first shout out real quick to Rike and Ashley, who were in a horrible car accident. Just want to let you guys know we're thinking about you. We heard good news about Corbin, your son. We heard that he's making a turn for the better, and I saw the Jeep. I saw the Jeep Liberty, and I saw the damage. And I don't know how you survived that, but miracles happen, and thank goodness for that, because we love you so much.
For sure.
Also, Joni Fernandez. Joan had a granddaughter. I think her name was Rosie. Was it Rosie something? And congratulations, Joni, on your beautiful granddaughter. We're just thinking about you. Okay, here's our next announcement. It's a big deal. It's a long time in the making. It's required a lot of me in terms of just nitty gritty, the nitty gritty side of business. So here's the big announcement around that. For us board members, for Crystal, for myself, this is as big of news as it gets, and I'll explain why. ER Shred, you always saw the TM, right? Trademark. Well, that was a trademark that we had sought, but we had not been granted that trademark for a nutritional dietary protocol. And ER Shred, I hope you guys understand what is the brand of ER Shred. The brand of ER Shred is not just what you eat. It's not just supplements that you take. It's not just the education that, say, Jesse James Jamnik provides, or the all of the calls that we do and all of that communication that we put out. But ER Shred, the brand, is also made up of all of you. It's the culture of ER Shred. It's the community is what makes it so special. I feel that, man. Like, that gives me the feels. So with that said, ER Shred, the brand, we just got news recently that the trademark is official and granted, and now it is a registered trademark. Now, here's what's really, really cool about this. Have you ever built something and labored away and given it all you got, and it feels like overnight it was just squashed for you? In life, this can happen. And a lot of times you ask yourself, oh my gosh, what happened? What just happened? I just gave so many years of my life to this, or so much time and so much investment. And here's the cool thing. ER Shred, nobody can just take that and go say, no, we are ER Shred. And guess what? There's already been people, believe it or not, if you think I'm crazy, there's already been people that have attempted to do that. They've actually attempted to say, I'm ER Shred over here. Come over to me. And fortunately, because of this trademark, which is now registered and official, they can't do that. They can't knock us off. They can't pretend they are us. They can't, attempt to twist the protocol, change it to their liking. And everything we've done, you guys, has been so well thought out, so calculated, so perfect. And I just don't, if any of you think that we're just like magically like shooting from the hip and getting lucky, then you just don't know who we are as people. And you don't know how serious we take this. It's drop dead serious. And Jesse and I talk a lot. Bob and I talk a lot. Bob has been equally as involved. And we take it drop dead serious. This is not some thing. This is like our future. And we want you to be a part of that future. And it's going to get big. It's going to get sickening, obscenely big. Not just because the protocol works, but because the culture and the community is that other half. That's that other 50%. And it works because of all of you. Yeah. So with that said, another thing I want to assure you guys of. See, ER Shred, the way we're doing this is organic. The way that we're doing this is grassroots. And it's all by design. Because if Crystal and I, for instance, were to go slap a big chunk of money, which we can afford to do, and we go throw it at advertising, then that removes the opportunity for all of you, doesn't it? And you know I'm passionate about that opportunity for all of you, 100%. I mean, we've made enough money. This is not about money for us. I hope you guys have figured that out by now. And so for us, it's like, we're not going to go throw a bunch of money advertising ER Shred, because if all that business came looking for ER Shred and we're involved at that level with ER Shred, that's not fair to you. So we want to make sure that you know that we're not going to do that. Like, it's going to be grassroots. It's going to be pure. It's going to be organic. And you have the opportunity to go share ER Shred with all of your friends and family and relatives and help them with it. And you're the hero. You're the hero. You changed their life, and they're not going to come to me. And it's happened about 8 times, Jesse, 8 times where people have contacted me and they've said, hey, I want to do ER Shred. Now, we have 8 times isn't that much if you think about it over a year. For as big as we've gotten, for as big as we've gotten, and as much business has been happening, 8 times it's happened where someone has contacted me and say, hey, enroll me in your ER Shred. And I've said, in fact, I stopped putting out my personal website, and I won't put it out there anymore. Unless I talk to someone in a personal setting, I won't put my personal website out there, because I feel like it's not fair to all of you. And that's not what this is about. This is about us collectively. And so what I've been doing is I've only shared publicly ershred.com, which is generic, but every time, all 8 times, mark my words, you'll never catch us taking someone else's customer, because I won't do it. I won't do it. It's out of integrity. And so every time that someone said, I want to do ER Shred, the first question is, where did you hear about it? And the second directive is, please go back to the person who told you about it, because that's where credit is given and that's where credit is due. And I got to tell you, this is the integrity of how I was raised as an individual. This is how we operate. We don't play tricks. We don't take advantage. So I don't feel like I really need to say that. I don't say that from a place of insecurity. I say that because I want you guys to know that we are a team, all of us. You sitting right there watching Jesse and I, we are a team. You're our partner just as much as Jesse and I are partners. Isn't that right, Jesse?
For sure. 1,000%.
So, Jesse, the cool thing too is, like, I've had to contact some people and say, you're kind of pretending you're ER Shred. You've made a website. You're marketing ER Shred. You're trying to grab ER Shred traffic. And I'd like you to please take that down,
Yeah.
And the cool thing is the people that the handful of people that have done that, they've taken it down, and thank you for that. That shows, that you understand the importance. But you know what? If they didn't take it down, if they choose to be, nasty about it, then here's the cool thing. I get my lawyer, we go shut them down, and guess who has to pay for my lawyer? They got to pay for my lawyer. That's the way it works. So anyways,
I mean, it sucks that you have to say something like that, but at the same time, I think it speaks to how serious we are for protecting it, because when you look at, this isn't one of the things that we promised each other. You speak about how serious we take it and why the board means so much, is that we both were so sick and tired of the freaking games played in the nutrition world and played with people's lives, and we've had it done to us, that it was like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a stand. And if there's going to be knives thrown and arrows shot, like, screw it, we'll build our backs bigger, and we'll leave more space to take more, to carry it. So I think if you look at it from that way, it's stuff that's got to be, it's just basic stuff. You know what I mean? So, but the bigger picture of it is that we got everybody's back, feel safe, know that nothing's going anywhere. I know some people have tried for literally 6, 7, 8 years to get a hold of their inner health and empowerment and well consciousness and self-being and mental side. And some way, some shape, some form, this community, this health, this culmination has helped them. So we're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? It means so much to people that's what we're trying to share, I think, is what I get from that. So,
brother, listen, what you just said makes perfect sense to me. Everybody knows that I've been in isogenics for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the cool thing about network marketing, the way it's supposed to work, is that you've got a company and their job is to make the products, ship the products, R&D, whatnot, customer service, legal. And then what they do is they ship anybody that's out there referring and generating dividends, rebates, if you will. They pay out those commissions for the people who are their advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, what I love about network marketing is that you have a very unique opportunity. What's up, Lenny Evans, Heart of ER Shred? He's right there.
He's right there.
I can't see Lenny's face without my heart just goes, oh, Lenny. It's like, whoa, there's Lenny. Lenny makes me happy. Lenny makes Crystal happy. We can't not see him. Follow everyone out there. Follow Lenny if you want to.
I think Lenny can make anybody happy.
If you want to feel good, every now and then, I'll check Lenny's stuff, because his stuff always makes me feel good. That's what he's about, his gratitude. But guys, all we're trying to say is it's our job to impact people's lives and find ways that we can help people. Well, this is ER Shred was a 3M sticky note moment. It happened, if I'm being honest, it happened by sheer accident. And that's how it happened. And so, I would never be so presumptuous or pretentious that I would pretend that, I'm some scientific. You guys know me. I'm just a fun-loving guy who loves people, and I love all of you. But I wouldn't call myself an intellectual. I would call myself a simpleton, and I've always prided myself on that. Did I do well in school? Sure, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything to me. That doesn't mean much to me at all, because there's different levels of learning and whatnot. Here's what I feel about ER Shred. ER Shred was a 3M sticky note moment. Sticky note. Bob told me a story about 3M, the company, and this engineer was building this machine to build a certain type of print, and it was going to print out a certain type of thing, and it was all planned out. The engineer made mistakes. The operator, might have made some mistakes. Somebody made some mistakes, and out comes a sticky note. And what happened was it was going to cost them a lot of money, because the mistake was quite severe. and it was quite costly in terms of material and what they'd already, invested. But the 3M sticky note was born by an accident. And sticky notes, coincidentally, are my favorite things that I use every day. I use sticky notes to remind me of all kinds of things. ER Shred was born of my personal health crisis. I'll never forget it. It was born of a genuine health crisis where I thought it was going to cost me everything, my marriage, my relationships, my income.
Yeah.
I had lost everything. And it's so interesting how you can manifest things, because I remember Crystal saying to me, don't worry, baby, it's coming. It's coming. I know it's coming. You always manifest things, Sean. She'd say that. Everything we've ever wanted, you've manifest. You're a manifest person. You can manifest this. She kept saying that to me. And dude, all of a sudden, it's like things just, right as they're hitting rock bottom, like all stars aligned, and this came into my life, and this came into my life, and this came into my life, and that came into my life, and then you're in my life for a reason. Bob's in my life for a reason. Everybody that's involved is in my life for a very specific reason. And it's just like, it's like the fairy godmother. It's like the fairy godmother just goes, boom. And then it's like, here's your dream, Sean.
Yeah.
And the dream of health is born, and the dream of thriving is born, and the dream of giving back is born, and the dream of having a mission and a purpose is, boom, it's there. And the dream of a community and a culture of a tribe, but not just any culture or tribe, our like kind.
Yeah.
It's just like, boom. And it's just perfection. It's this perfect storm. And so anyway, we better just announce the Wednesday night call tomorrow night.
That's the next, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow night is the next call, and I want you guys, if you can, be on there early, because Mimi the clown, Mimi Terrell, the Heart of ER Shred, the original, the OG Heart of ER Shred, she's going to be singing a song, and you guys can all go sing along with it. Go to my wall, you'll see I posted the lyrics. The lyrics are in the group. We're all going to sing along with Mel. This is, we're out there, guys. Like hey, listen, we show up. ER Shredders, we show up.
This is Wednesday night. This is Wednesday.
This is Wednesday. Tomorrow night, you already talked about that, right?
Yeah, right. This is Wednesday.
Hold on one sec, Jesse. I'm going to prove it. We show up. Man, like this mouth is actually. Here we go. ER Shred. It's in the ring. Yeah, we show up. So when I say that we show up, listen, what I mean is this. Do you guys ever remember being kids? You guys remember being kids and like laughing so hysterically till you couldn't breathe anymore? Like ER Shredders, we are turning back the clock, and we have some fun. And we're going to have some fun on Wednesday night. Mel is going to sing a song, and, we're all going to sing along. And then she's going to open up a letter that we sent her. And that's going to be really fun too, because there's a fun surprise in there for Mel. But please do come out Wednesday night, because it's going to be our anniversary shred call. And then the next night, Bob Sivright, the Shredders Unite call Thursday night, Bob Sivright at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. He will interview Crystal. That's going to give unique perspective. Crystal is going to dive into what is different between doing ER Shred the way we've designed it, Share the Shred, and the way we've designed that, the business part. And she's going to kind of give a comparison of that versus traditional network marketing, which Crystal's very familiar with. And she has worked at that very hard at different times in her life. And for some strange reason, she could never find passion, longevity, stickability. She could never find fulfillment in the way we were always told to do it. And yet now she has a different perspective, and she's going to explain the contrast between the two. And I think it's going to move a lot of people. So please be on that as well.
I'm excited. I'm excited about that one. So I've had that shift myself, and it's pretty cool. So I'm excited to hear what she's got to say about that. Wow. So we got a lot of stuff going on. I want to end with this. Our next shred, every month since we've started, we do a team shred. We do a group shred. And every single month after month, week after week, the testimonials have grown. They've gotten deeper. The empowerment aspect that people are coming out with, the longer they stick with this type of thing, the connection that they have. And I just want to encourage everyone, whether it's been a long time since you've done one, whether you've never done one with us yet, whether you're sitting on the fence and you're waiting for your sign, hashtag here's your freaking sign. October 11th, we launch our next team shred. I want it to be the biggest shred that we've had since we've launched, Sean. I want every shredder that shred before, past, current, new. I want people sharing the shred that have been in it, that have experienced a life-changing moment, because for no other reason that I believe health is our greatest wealth, and we pass that along to other people. I think if we can change the health of a person on a day-to-day, collectively together as a whole, that energy can be put out into the universe in different ways. I know this is some big shit we're thinking about, but this is how I think when I think of this. One person at a time, that energy collectively builds. And can you imagine if we can have, we have 23.4 thousand people in that group right now. And if we can double that and triple that and quadruple that, the amount of happiness and sharing, and wow. I can't imagine it, but I can't imagine it. So I just want to welcome and invite anyone to join us. Everyone is welcome. Doesn't matter where you're at in life. It can be weight loss. It can be muscle gain. It can be getting control of your cravings. This works for everyone. You have never, ever experienced something like this. I don't care how many things you've tried. I promise you have never experienced something like this. So please join us on October 11th. You owe it to yourself. You deserve 11 days, right, Sean? It's only 11 freaking days. Give yourself that gift. Give yourself that permission. I guarantee you that you will not regret that decision.
But Jesse, it's we're moving into the holidays, and it's going to be Halloween, and then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and the New Year, and I'll just wait to take my health serious until the New Year.
Yeah. Here's my thing. Listen, I've been doing this for over 2 decades. I've helped hundreds of people and now thousands. I always challenge people, Sean, to think a little bit different. Whoever gave us this notion that holidays are supposed to be shove our face and gain 15 pounds? Who freaking created that? I want my shredders to start thinking differently and start asking questions. Who created that shit in the first place? Who invented that shit? Were they thinking about our health? Is your longevity of health and quality of wealth and time with children and time with grandkids worth, that second on the lips for a lifetime on the hips? I ask that question to all my health coaching clients. Is it worth the second on the lips for a lifetime on the hips? And health for me, Sean, it's so much more than weight loss. It's about, dealing with the stress of life. It's about when things get tough, you have your health to go back on to give you that energy. I think we need to flip the script. So there's no better time than now. You can still enjoy the holidays. We'll teach you that balance. I guarantee you, if you do it now, again, ER Shred's not a diet. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle empowerment protocol. Just surrounding yourself with this upbeat environment is life-changing by itself, never mind everything else. So that's my answer on that short term.
Thank you. Thank you for that, because that is what people are going to do, is they're going to say, I'll tackle that. They'll even do it at a subconscious level. Yeah. I'll tackle that in the new year. But I'll tell you right now, if that's the games you play in your brain in the new year, you will forever be an in the new year person, putting everything off, everything all the time, waiting to do what you know you need to do. And Jesse, you're one
Yeah.
of those coaches. You're one of those coaches who gets people to do what they don't want to do so that they can have what they say they want to have. And
For
here's
sure.
the good news. ER Shred, you got to give us a chance. You know why? It empowers, man. It empowers you. You become stronger than you ever knew you were.
For sure. You know, it's funny. People said that last October, and we smashed Thanksgiving. We smashed Christmas. We had reports of people going, I can't believe that I didn't even want that stuff. It didn't deserve a place in my body. We shifted that mindset. Congratulations. You're now thinking about bigger pictures. You're now thinking about something that's so much more valuable than a chocolate cake, which is your life and your health and your quality time with your loved ones. You know, Dr. Glenn is on here, one of our good friends, and he said shredders can feast on holidays our way. Let me promise everybody something. If you follow along and you step into this amazing environment, I will show you how to be so satisfied and so full every single day, even through the holidays. This is a place where you eat like a king or queen, but you experience things that you've never experienced before, baby. This is so radically different. Trust me, you're not missing anything. You will be so thankful.
Jesse, you mentioned Glenn, and Glenn is the one who he really nailed it early on. He goes, the difference between this and anything else I've ever done is satiation. There is no deprivation on this protocol whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful.
Super
Hey, Jesse,
powerful.
on a personal note, before we run here, how many days till baby? And you figured out, have you got your nesting all done?
You call it nesting, I call it window of opportunity, but whatever. You know, the baby's due date's the 19th, so that technically puts us 15 days. So 15 days or less.
Yeah.
And we got a new shredder. We got a new baby shredder.
Oh yeah.
He'll be pounding tomahawks as soon as he's allowed.
Yeah. Yeah. And so everything's good with the remodel and all that. You got that all done.
Done, handled, situated.
All right, man. Well, I can't wait for a baby's name.
We'll wait on that one.
We'll wait on the name. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. All right. Well, Jesse, I don't know. I don't have anything else to cover. Did you?
No, man, I think this is great. I appreciate everybody being here. If you can't tell the raw passion from Sean and I always say it, but we're like two little schoolgirls, you know, who just figured out that we got our first crush. Every day we're talking, every day we're celebrating, every day we can't believe what's happening to people's lives. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just hope everybody, I hope people just give it a shot. You know what I mean? Because it's something that I'm so darn excited about. I'm so thrilled about, literally, for like to take into the rest of my life. It's just absolutely amazing.
Jesse, let me ask you a question and just see if you can resonate with this. So I was talking to a friend of mine. He's a real estate investor. He does investments for me. He's wildly successful. He's a genius. And we were having a nice conversation. He's probably 46 years old. And I'm 41 and you're 42. But anyway, bottom line was, he said to me from a place of vulnerability, he said, I've made all this money and I don't feel fulfilled. I thought chasing all this money all my life, that when I got it, that it would bring me fulfillment and it would make me happy. And I am not fulfilled, and I am not where happy as I wanted to be or should be, or I think I could be. Yeah. And then he turned it to me almost as if to say, you know, do you feel the same way? And I said to him, if you had asked me that question before October of 2020, I would have said the exact same thing, believe it or not. I have hustled. I was ambitious. I did everything you're supposed to do, chasing that green paper, and I made a lot of it. And I feel like I, was successful. I feel like I, arrived in that way, but still left unfulfilled, left, feeling like there's got to be more, feeling like you're not fulfilling your own potential, feeling like you're kind of living someone else's life. You're not doing what you're meant to be doing. And then everything changed in October of 2020 when ER Shred came into being. Everything changed for me. And the last year has been a blur. It's been the most healthy year of my entire life. I've never been so healthy. I've never been so thriving. I've never looked so good. But like, it's crazy because I have been so fulfilled. I have been so fulfilled on an emotional level, on a spiritual level. Like, I find meaning, I find purpose, I find cause. This tribe gives me, I don't know what you even call that, but I feel like I belong. And I feel like, this is my people, and together we are strong. And like, it has totally filled that void for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you asking me if I can relate to that?
Yeah, no, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask.
I mean, I think for 6.5 years and knowing a lot of my personal stories that maybe some don't. I mean, I think that's the same place that I'm at, right? That sense of waking up every day. Not that I didn't love life, not that I didn't love my family, not that I didn't love my child, not that I'm very happy. You know what I mean? Like, I've worked on a lot of stuff, but to know that you can be a part of something so much bigger that's not yourself. And that to have that sense, I mean, I feel it in my workouts. The other day I was getting back in after 4.5 weeks of remodeling and not being on a strict workout schedule, which drove me nuts. And I last week I was like, okay, that's it, body, let's go. And it was a rough week. And I found myself putting my ER Shred hat on backwards, which I normally don't wear working out. And just that sense of community and that sense of fulfillment, knowing that other people, while they may be at different places in their journey, we go through the same grind, we go through the same mud, we go through the same stuff, and we all come out bigger on that other side. But to me, being a part of that sense of bigger universe, well-being, family, team, whatever we want to call it, it's everything to me. I mean, it's everything that filled the missing holes that I felt were missing in so many multiple ways that it's really, really even hard to describe.
Yeah, I understand. Someone will find a way to describe it, and then like it usually happens in ER Shred, some ER Shredder will say it, and then we'll go, yeah,
that's it. That's it. For sure. All right, guys. Well, listen, we sure do appreciate you. We love you. Of course, Sean and I can't shut up, so we went over that more than we planned. But hey, that's just the way that it goes. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we will post it up tomorrow morning. Please do everything you can to join us. Wednesday night, our special call. Thursday, another special call. I mean, this entire week is just slam-packed, rock solid. If you order your supplies now, you will have them in time to join us for October 11th. Please, we hope to see you there. Sean, as always, man, love you to death, brother, and we'll see you tomorrow night. All right, guys, good night.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.